Alright, this video I'm gonna talk about working out while sick. Somebody sent me a message asking me this question. He said, do you work out when you're sick? What do you do? I'll share my own views on it. Everybody's gonna have their views on it, but it depends on the severity of the sickness. But the way that I like to train my psychology and the way that I've perceived exercise is that it's a way of life. So the way that I see exercise, it should be like your heartbeat. Your heartbeat doesn't stop. Your heartbeat begins, before you're even born, and then once you're born, your heartbeat continues till you die. So you don't take a time, your heartbeat doesn't take a rest. Neither does your breath. That doesn't take a rest either. I also liken it to hygiene. We don't skip days and when we brush our teeth. We shouldn't skip days and when we take showers. And also liken it to walking. I mean, if you can walk, then you should be able to do movements. Doesn't mean that you're going to exercise intensely every time, but you're gonna have intense days and then you're gonna have slow days, more relaxing days. So some days when you're feeling good, then you're gonna do some more strenuous type of exercises. When you don't feel too good because you got a cold or you have a cough, you have some aches and pains, then you might do some more stretching. You might do some more isometric exercises where you're not moving around that much, you're not going to jump around that much, and maybe you just go lighter on the weights. So rather than bench pressing like 225 pounds, you might do 135 pounds and do more reps. Rather than curling like 40 pounds, you might curl like 20 pounds or even 15 pounds. You just do more reps. I see it as more of necessary movement. I would definitely say, if you're healthy enough to go to work, then you're healthy enough to exercise. There shouldn't be an excuse. I don't feel that people should be, using sickness as an excuse not to move. But that's my point of view on it. Some people feel that you do need to rest. I definitely feel that you do need to sleep. That's very important. But light movement is good. So on a good day you might sprint and then you might jog. But on a day when you're feeling a little sick, then you might just walk. But that's still a form of exercise. Walking, stretching, doing some Tai Chi like movements where you're moving slower. Maybe you work on more meditation. Even people that get injured, like Bruce Lee, he was bedridden. I mean, you could read more, you could write more, you could always do something. Train your mind if you can't train your body. Read, write, draw. There's different ways to train, but rarely will we ever be laying in the bed not able to move. If you can't move, then you could do something. Like if you got an injury on the shoulder, then you could still train your abs, you could still train your legs. You got an ankle injury, then you could still train the upper body. You could still train the abs. You could do probably more isometrics on the legs, holding horse stances. There's just a lot of different ways of training, and I see it as more of a lifestyle. Every single day I do something, and it's just a different way of seeing things. It's not a competitive thing. It's more of like overcoming the mind. The mind comes up with a lot of excuses and why it should not exercise. Just like people, they want to find every excuse they can to not go to work. If they got a runny nose or if they cough. I mean, yes, we don't want to make other people sick. So if you go to the gym and you're a little sick, you don't want to make everybody sick. So that's not a good thing. But if you're training on your own and there's no one else around, and then you do what you need to do and maybe use some disinfectants and spray it on the equipment and desanitize it. I'm not about spreading illnesses, but I think movement is always good, you know, and I think another thing is like as we age, you could look at age as like a sickness. It's like you're gonna get older, your muscles gonna get more stiff, and you might not feel this 100% all the time. And this is what happens when you get older. You know, compare yourself from the age of 20 until when you're 60 or 70. When you're 60 or 70, you're not gonna feel the same. You might get sick more often, or you just don't feel as strong, or you know, you can't last as long. But it doesn't mean that you should stop exercising. If anything, it should mean that you should exercise a little bit more so you could better your endurance, better your strength, get your bones stronger. Essentially, we could look at age as in a way, kind of like an illness, and that's not an excuse to not exercise. I think movement is very good, but it's just varying up your movements. You know, I noticed that as you get older, you know, it's not really a good idea to do heavy weights too often, or you know, because it's hard in the joints, it's hard in the bones, and your body can't take that type of weight every day. So it's good to go lightweight. It's good to use body weight. So vary up your exercises depending how you feel. But to answer the question, you know, I don't go a day without eating. I don't go a day without drinking water. I don't go a day without sleeping. I don't go a day without brushing my teeth. I don't go a day without taking a shower. And I feel that the exercise is like that. You shouldn't go a day without exercising. Um, just vary up what you do. What do you think, Angelina? You think you should exercise every day even if you're sick?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else? No? Alright, so that concludes the video.